nice, nice, good. Even here it's pretty cold. Actually, it's very cold. So it's quite dull and gloomy. There's no sun till like afternoon. The sun does not really come out.
Yes, ma'am. Same here.
Nice. Okay. So what we'll do is in the morning, I read the story for you guys, and you all were summarizing the story. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What we're going to try to do now is we will try to look at the paragraphs. We'll look at each paragraph and see what we understand from there. If there are any words that we don't understand, we can talk about it. And we'll also see if some of those words can be used in a different way. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Nitish, you asked me where am I from? I'm originally from Mumbai, but I live in Goa.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So let's have Nitish. Nitish didn't get to read at all. Nitish, why don't you read for us paragraph number 1? Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
can. Should I start?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. One day, when Rakesh was 6, he walked home from the Masuri Bazaar eating cherries. They were a little sweet, a little sour, small, bright, red cherries, which had come all the way from the Kashmir Valley. Here in the Himalayan foothills where Rakesh lived, there were not many fruit trees. The soil was stony, and the dry, cold wind stunted the growth of most plants. But on the more sheltered slopes, there were forests of oak and deodar. Rakesh lived with his grandfather on the outskirts of Mussoorie, just where the forest began. His father and mother lived in a small village 50 miles away, where they grew maize and rice and barley in narrow terraced fields on the lower slopes of the mountain.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Nitish. Okay. So Alpana, Monica, or Nitish, any words here that you are unable to pronounce or you don't get the meaning of what it is? Let me know.
What is, ma'am, outskirts?
Outskirts, right? Okay, let's try to read the sentence and understand. Can you read this sentence that's in bold? Nitish, hello.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Rakesh lived with his grandfather on the outskirts of Mussoorie, just where the forest began.
What do you think on the outskirts of Missouri, just where the forest began? So, what do you feel outskirts could mean?
Outside of Mussoorie?
Yes, absolutely right. It means not in the main center, area, but on little outside the town, outside the main area, just where the forest started, so on the outskirts.
Okay.
So if I want to use outskirts in another sentence, I could say, I live on the outskirts of Mapsa. For example, Mapsa is a place in Goa. So I live on the outskirts of Mapsa, means not in the main city area, but a little bit on the outer area.
Outer area. Okay, ma'am.
Alright.
And terraced fields.
Terraced fields. So try to understand what the story is about, right? It's about this grandfather and grandson Rakesh and his grandfather.
Yes.
They stay in the mountainous region in Mussoorie, right? Mussoorie is in Uttarakhand.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the area is.
Yes.
So now, and there are mountains, right? So they live on the foothills. Foothills are at the bottom of the mountain.
Okay, okay.
And if you read the sentence, let's read the sentence from here, the full thing. His father and mother. Can you read from there?
Yeah. His father and mother lived in a small village 50 miles away, where they grew maize and rice and barley in narrow terrace fields on the lower slopes of the mountain.
So where are these fields? They are on the slopes of the mountain.
Yes, yes.
Right? So if you see the slope of the mountain,
Mm-hmm.
if you must have seen in mountainous
Yes,
regions,
yes.
it
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like, they look like steps. The field looks like steps.
Yes.
like rows.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what they're talking about. Very narrow terraced fields.
Okay. Okay. Terraced. Okay. Okay. It's similar kind of like terrace of our house. I
It
mean.
looks like that.
Okay. Okay.
It looks like steps. If you look
Step.
at the fields, no, from down, it looks like there are steps on the mountain, but actually they are what? They are plantations, small plantations.
Yes. Yes. Okay. 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 Got it, ma'am. Got it. Okay.
All right. Any other words also? Let me know. Monica, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, cold winds stunted the growth of most plants.
Yeah, let's read that. Okay. Let me. Yeah. Can you read the sentence?
The soil was stony, and the dry, cold winds stunned the growth of most
Okay. That
plants.
word is stunted.
Stunted.
Stunted. The soil was stony, and the dry, cold wind stunted the growth of most plants. So, what do you think they're talking about the growth? What's happening to the growth of the plant?
Grow, ma'am, stop the growth.
Exactly. Perfect. The soil was stony. It was not great soil, not good for a plant. The,
Yes, ma'am.
the winds were cold and dry. So this environment, it is stopping or stunting the growth of the plant.
Yeah, ma'am.
They are not able to grow to their full potential and tall and nice. They are becoming stunted or short. Their growth is being stopped.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Stunted, how do we use it in another sentence? Okay. Here is it's used as a verb. The wind stunted the growth. They stopped the growth of the plant.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how do we use stunted in another sentence? Can we try to think how to use stunted in another sentence?
Yeah, ma'am. I
Stunted में ma'am, lean and tall,
No,
a
stunted means
small,
stunted
lean,
means
tall, a small.
yeah, but not tall. Stunted is not tall. Stunted is short.
Ma'am, no leaf, only tall, only.
One
No more leaf.
Hmm. His growth was stunted because of malnourishment. For example, if we see a child, okay, then there are some children who don't, they can grow tall, but they are unable to grow tall maybe because they don't get enough nutrition. So I can say that the growth has stunted because of malnourishment.
Yes, ma'am. Can we say when I was child, my growth was stunted because of some diseases?
You could say that, that I was a bit stunted or my growth was stunted because of some diseases. You can say it like that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome. But Nitish, you sent me a sentence. The heart condition had stunted his growth a bit. Yes, that's a good one too. Let me just copy it and write it on the screen. Okay. एक minute. Nitish, can you read your sentence?
Yes, ma'am. The heart condition had stunted his growth a bit.
Yes. Sometimes some children have a heart condition when they are very young. So because of that, they cannot grow to their full potential, right? How much they should grow. Their growth gets stunted. Excellent. Yes, definitely you can use it like that. Okay, anybody else, any questions from this paragraph or these words? First paragraph, we're only looking at that. You got outskirts, you got stunted. Let's move ahead then, okay? So then paragraph number 2. Alpana, would you like to read paragraph 2?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay.
But there were no schools in the village, and Rakesh's parents were keen that he should go to school. As soon as he was of school going age, they sent him to stay with his grandfather in Missouri. He had a little cottage outside the town. Rakesh was on his way home from school when he bought the cherries. He paid 50 paise for the bunch. It took him about half an hour to walk home, and by the time he reached the cottage, there were only 3 cherries left.
Right. So Rakesh's parents sent him to stay with his grandfather because there were no schools on in their village, right? And they definitely wanted him to study. So yeah, any words here which you guys don't understand or want to make a sentence with? I have highlighted, I think, 3 words.
Ma'am,
Keen,
could you please, yeah, keen.
keen, right?
One more sentence.
Yes. Let's read the sentence again to understand what it means. Okay, please read.
But there were no schools in the village, and Rakesh's parents were keen that he should go to school.
So what do you feel over here keen could mean? What does that sentence mean, first of all?
Wanted, can we say he wanted? Or
Yeah, absolutely. They were like, he has to go. They wanted him to go to school. So yesterday someone told us it means they were very interested in the fact that, he should go to school. So if we want to use keen in another sentence, how do we use it? Let's highlight the word. You're keen on doing something. Nitish, you want
Yes.
to try?
Yeah, I'm keen to explore the mountains.
Yeah, very nice. I'm keen to explore the mountains. Right? Like maybe you're someone who wants to travel to the mountains and you are very interested in doing that. Absolutely. I can also say I'm keen on doing something. So I can say I'm keen on learning to drive. I can say it like that as well. It's an adjective. Okay, good. Anyone else?
मैम इन
Yes.
हिंदी मीनिंग मैम कीन का इच्छुक किसी चीज को करने का.
Yeah, you are interested in doing something. Yes.
Yes मैम.
You got it, right, Abhay, what the meaning is?
Eager.
Yeah, you're eager to do something. Yeah,
Yes.
enthusiastic about something. Absolutely. Okay, Monica, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. I'm keen on learning language of English.
Yeah,
Learning to language of English.
yeah. Or I'm keen on learning English.
Okay, ma'am. I'm keen on learning English.
English, yes. Very nice. Alpana, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, keen to earn lot of money.
Keen to earn a lot of money. Okay, yeah. That's a good one. Keen to earn well. Instead of saying a lot of money, you could say I'm keen to earn well.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Keen
good.
to
Earn
okay.
well. Okay, anybody else with keen? Punita, yes?
Yes, ma'am. I am keen on know about the mystery of this building or something else.
I'm keen on learning about the story behind this building or the history behind this building.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. Yes, absolutely. I want to know more about it. I'm very keen on understanding. Yes, yes. Very nice.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. I've also underlined school going age. Could someone make a sentence with school going age? How do we use it in a sentence? As soon as he was of school going age, they sent him to stay with his grandfather. Nitish, tell me.
Can I make a sentence? In my school going age, I did not study much.
In my school going age, I did not study much. All right. Yeah, okay, yes, you can say that. Yeah. During my school days, you can even say it that way if you want. Yes. Alpana, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. When I was in my school going age, I was very innocent.
Yeah. And instead of saying when I was in my school going age, why not we say it like this? When I was of school going age.
Okay. When I was of school going age, I was very innocent.
Yes. Similarly, Nitish, you also. You can
And
use
ma'am, I was little, ma'am.
when I was little, yes. When I was a child, when I was in school. That's a different way of saying the same thing. You're right, Abhay. Nitish, tell me, how will you change your sentence when I was?
When I was of school going age, I didn't study much.
Yes. So off is what is off? Preposition that should go with it.
Okay.
Instead of in, it's better to use off. Yeah, Monica, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Every children learn basic things in their school going age.
Every children, no, every child.
Okay, ma'am. Every child learn basic things in their school going age.
Or can we say every child learns basic things when they are of school going age?
Okay, ma'am. When they are school going age.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good sentence. Makes sense. But every child, okay, remember, every use the singular child.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. We also have cottage. Yesterday, somebody asked me what is the meaning of cottage. It's a house, right? Like how you have in the hilly areas. You have these cottages, right? These houses. Alpana, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. I have sentence on cottage.
Oh.
Like in Kasoli, there are many small cottages are there for stay.
The sentence is good. Say it again properly.
In Kasoli, there are many cottages of for stay.
In Kasoli, there are many cottages to stay. Cottages
Yeah.
हो जाएगा ना, S हो जाएगा, एक से अधिक.
Cottage, yeah, right.
All
In
right.
Kasoli,
Yes,
there
ma'am.
are
I have
many.
sentence, ma'am.
1 minute, Abhay. 1 minute. Let her complete. No. Tell me, Alpana.
In Kasoli, there are many cottages for stay.
Okay. Many cottages to stay in.
Okay.
To stay.
Cottages to stay in.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Good. Very good. Okay. Abhay, tell me.
Ma'am,
Abhay, yeah.
there are many cottages near bottom of mountain.
Near the bottom of the mountain. You mean at the foothills?
Yes, ma'am.
At the foothills of the mountain. ये जो bottom of the mountain आप बोल रहे हो ना, उसके लिए there is a word which we can use from here itself. Foothills.
Foothill. Yes, ma'am.
Foothill.
Near foothill.
Yeah, near the foothill of the mountain. Yes. Good. There are many cottages at the foothills of the mountain or near the foothill of the mountain. Okay. Okay, Monica, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. When I was lived in a village, I saw one cottage which was made by my father.
But was lived. When I was lived, बोलेंगे आप.
Yes,
Lived.
ma'am. When I was lived. Okay.
But was or lived नहीं बोलेंगे. When I lived.
Okay, ma'am. When I lived in a village, I saw a cottage which was made by my father.
Yeah, and हम was और lived क्यों नहीं बोल रहे? Lived माने past tense, right? Second.
Yes,
form. When I was living, if you want, you can say, but you already have done it, right? It's an action that's complete. You can simply say when I lived in the village, and then you can continue your sentence.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Right. Okay. Anybody else with any words? Punita, tell me. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we took a cottage on rent for living in Pune. It was very beautiful and spacious.
We took a cottage for rent. Okay. Why don't we say we rented out a cottage?
We rented out. Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
भाड़े पे जो लेना आप बोल रहे हो ना?
Yeah.
So for that you can say we rented out a cottage.
Cottage.
Yeah, we rented it out.
Yeah, ma'am. One more thing is I want to ask. Make a sentence on this school going age. All the kids मतलब मैम होते हैं के लिए क्या बोलेंगे? आर इमेच्योर.
They are immature.
Ma'am, is my sentence correct?
Yeah.
Cottages are found.
I'll come to you, Nitish. I've written it on the screen. 1 second. Huh? Yes, whereas Punita, you're correct. They are immature.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Nitish, cottages are found at the bottom of the hill.
Okay.
Instead of on, you use at as the preposition because that's the location you're talking about. They are found at the bottom of the hill.
Okay.
Or like we saw, right? Foothills. Cottages are found at the foothills of the
Foothills.
mountain. Okay. Somebody else also raised their hand, is it? Okay, let's go then to the next paragraph. I think we're done with teen, school-going age, cottage. Okay. Someone read the third paragraph. Shweta, do you want to read? Will you be able to read?
Which paragraph, ma'am?
Number 3.
Okay, I will read. Have a cherry, grandfather. Oh, okay, sorry. Have a cherry, grandfather, he said. As soon as he saw his grandfather in the grandfather took one cherry and Rakesh promptly ate the other two. He kept the last seed in his mouth for some time, rolling it round and round on his tongue until all the tang had gone. Then he placed the seed on the palm of his hand and studied it. Are cherry seeds lucky? Asked Rakesh. Of course. Then I'll keep it. Nothing is lucky if you put it away. If you want luck, you must put it some use. What can I do with a seed? Plant it. So Rakesh found a small space and began to dig up a flower bed. Hey, not there, said grandfather. I have sown mustard in that bed. Plant it in that shady corner where it won't be disturbed.
Very nice, Shweta. Thank you. Good reading, good pronunciation. So yeah, any words over here I have highlighted promptly. Anything that you don't understand, I'll just scroll. Let me know.
Ma'am, can we use this word promptly as in, could you this work promptly?
You need to do this work promptly. Yes, like immediately. Or I can also say, if you are somebody who's very punctual, all right, I can say, she joins the meeting promptly, meaning like on time. Here, 1 second. Here, promptly is like grandfather took one cherry and Rakesh promptly ate the other two quickly. You know, he quickly ate. He's a little boy, right? He really wanted to eat the cherry. So he ate quickly. That is the meaning over here. But actually, promptly means like on time, in a punctual way. So she always joins the meeting promptly. She never comes late. That's another meaning of promptly. Okay, somebody was saying something. Go ahead. Was it you, Alpana? Were you trying to say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Can we say, ma'am, in every meeting, I try to reach promptly.
Yeah, I try to reach or I try to join every meeting promptly. Absolutely, yes. Means I try to be punctual.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Very nice. Okay, promptly. Does everyone understand tang? Tang is sour or sour.
I'm sorry to disturb.
Okay.
Ma'am, rolling it round and round. Is this phrase? I think this is phrase or this is word?
No, it's like over here it's like a phrase, right? What was the
Yeah.
little boy doing? He was rolling it round and round on his tongue until all the tang, all the taste had gone, right? He wants to chew that seed, like
Yeah.
enjoy the taste.
So how to use this particular phrase in other way?
In another way, how do we use it?
In
Maybe I could want to say something like, I was going round and round in circles, looking for the shop. I was lost. I kept going round and round in circles. You could say that. Or you could just say, I was going in circles.
So round and round is the phrase, not rolling it round and round. Right,
No.
ma'am?
Yeah, correct. You're right. Yeah. Round and round can be talking about something else.
Okay. So I was moving around one place, but I just got round and round and came in same place.
You can say, I went round and round, and then I landed back in the same place. You can say it like that, yes. Here, if you think about it, he's just used it for emphasis. He's describing, right? How was the kid enjoying it? He's rolling it round and round in his tongue and enjoying the taste.
Okay.
Then there's tang. There's also, yesterday, some of you did not understand flower bed. Does anyone have a question about flower bed or sown, shady corner?
Flower bed is like where we one type of thing we bow.
We sow some kind of
So,
flowering
yeah.
plant. Correct. We have in a garden, we have an area where we grow all these flowering plants. Plants that have flowers, colorful flowers or some kind of flowers. How can we use
Ma'am,
flower bed?
nearby flower root.
Flower root.
Land of flower root that called flower bed.
See, a very
Okay, ma'am.
simple Abhay. You visualize a garden. In your garden, if you have a section of the garden where there are lots of flower plants, right?
Yes.
That is called a flower bed.
Okay.
As simple as that. Okay, Punita, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, tea plantation looks like a flower bed. It will be right or wrong?
Are there flowers there? Tea plantation, does it have flowers? I don't know. I've not seen a tea plantation. Flower
Ma'am,
bed.
it is necessary that there should be flowers.
Yes, correct. Because flower bed means it's a section of the area of the garden where there are plants which have flowers on them.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
So that entire section is called a flower bed.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome. Alpana, tell me.
Ma'am, there are a lot of flower plant in one row.
Okay.
That row called bed.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yes, Alpana, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. In spring season, we can see everywhere flower bed.
We can see flower beds everywhere.
Okay, we can see flower bed everywhere in spring season.
Okay, fine. So you're talking about the area, it looks like a flower bed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, anybody else? Flower bed? I can say my neighbor has a beautiful flower bed in her garden. Right? In a simple way, I can use it like that. Do we understand sown? What is the meaning of this word sown? I have sown mustard in that bed. I have sown strawberry in that bed. Anything, whatever.
Ma'am, rope करना means उगाना.
Yeah, उसको हमने बोया है, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Put the seeds and we have dug the mud and put the seeds inside, and we are hoping that a plant grows from it. So we have sown it. We have sown. Sown is the third form. So, sowed, sown.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a sentence with promptly and so on.
Tell me.
Yes, my father does his all work promptly. And after this winter, I will sown mango tree in my garden.
Okay, 1 minute. Huh?
Okay, ma'am.
My father does all his work promptly.
Okay, ma'am.
Put the adverb at the end. Promptly is an adverb, right? So how does he do his work? He does all his work promptly.
Promptly.
And I have sown. No, after the winter, I will sow.
So,
Wait a minute, I will write it for you.
okay,
Become
ma'am.
easy. After the winter, I will sow a mango seed, not the tree. Seed you will put, right?
Okay, ma'am. Mango seed.
क्योंकि
And
ट्री को तो आप नहीं बोल सकते हो, सीड को ही डालना पड़ेगा ना. The seed will become a tree. Did you get my point?
yes, ma'am. I get it, ma'am. So is future from.
See, so is the first form of the verb, Monica. So, okay. First form is so. So future tense के साथ आप first form use करते हो, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Got it. So first form is so, second form is sowed, and third form is sown. तो future tense के साथ आप हमेशा first form लगाते हो कोई भी क्रिया का.
Yeah, ma'am.
So I will sow a mango seed in my garden.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Now I understand. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, Alpana, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have sown cumin seed in my garden.
Yeah, perfect. Punita?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have sown coriander seeds in my pot.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. You are using the present perfect.
Next sentence is on promptly. My daughter does all work promptly.
Very nice. My daughter does all her work promptly.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, Alpana, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. I have told you.
Yeah, you're done. Acha, take care. Sorry, your hand was up. Okay, Amit is saying we have sown rice seeds in my farm. Okay, yes. I don't know rice के seeds ही आते हैं ना? Because I really don't know कि rice का क्या हम बोते हैं. So करते हैं. But yeah,
Yes, ma'am. Right, rice seed, ma'am.
seed. Okay, then it's correct. Perfect.
First of all, sow the seed, ma'am.
Yeah.
Rice seed.
Correct. So yeah, Amit, your sentence is perfect. And Nitish has given us another sentence. Okay, let me copy it and write it over here. How do we use it in a different way? Very good example. Let's paste it. Nitish, can you read your sentence?
Yes, ma'am. I have sown the seed of becoming IAS in my mind.
Becoming IAS, no, becoming an
An
IAS
IAS
officer.
officer, yes.
IAS ka full form Indian Administrative Service Officer. So you have to say IAS officer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you read it again?
Ma'am, I have sentence, ma'am.
Wait. Why are we running? Hold on, relax.
I have sown the seed of becoming an IAS officer in my mind.
What does this mean? Tell us. It's a very good sentence.
I've planted, how do I express this?
You only gave me the sentence, right?
Yes.
So what do you think it means? You take a guess. What do you think it means? Do you mean you have decided to?
Yes.
You've decided to become an IAS officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. So I have sown the seed of becoming an IAS officer in my mind, which means you have decided, you are determined to do it. आपने ठान ली है IAS officer become बनने की. So I have sown the seed of becoming an IAS officer in my mind. Another sentence I could say is, He has sown the seed of jealousy in my mind. How do you spell jealousy? Yeah, jealousy in my mind. So what do you think this could mean, Nitish?
Yes, sown the seed of jealousy in my mind. The same, what you have just said.
Okay, so basically somebody else has kind of, brainwashed my mind or put the idea of being jealous of someone.
Yes, yes, sir.
Because of the way the things that they told me, now I am jealous of somebody.
Yes, sir.
Or I can say has sown the seed of suspicion in my mind. Maybe I am married to somebody, but my friend is telling me all these very, not so good things about my husband. So
Yes, yes.
now I am suspicious of him.
Yes, sir.
So you can use it like that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Very nice. Good you gave us this example so we could think of something else also.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, Abhay, tell me what were you saying, Abhay? Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Right, ma'am. I have sentence, ma'am. I have sown the seed of gram in my land.
I have sown some
The
gram.
seed of gram.
But can you not say it like this, I have sown some gram seed in my
land.
Yeah, or in the plot, in my plot.
In my plot, yes, ma'am. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Anybody else with sown, or did you understand what we were trying to say? Monica, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. We should sow positive thoughts in our mind.
Wow, very nice. You used the first form. We should sow positive thoughts in our mind. Yes. Good one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. So you all can keep thinking and making sentences like that now that you have an idea. Metaphorically also we can speak. Literal meaning is what? To put something in the mud and grow it. And this is a metaphorical meaning. To sow the seed of something in your mind. Okay, let's move on from sown and flower bed. Hafiz, yes, hi. Hafiz, tell me, what do you want to say? Hafiz, go ahead. Okay, he's not responding. Prabha, can you please read paragraph number 4?
Okay, ma'am. Rakesh went to a corner of the garden where the earth was soft and yielding. He did not have to dig. He pressed the seed into the soil with his thumb and it went right it. Then he had his lunch and ran off to play cricket with his friends and forgot all about the cherry seed. With it was winter in the hills. A cold wind blew down from the snows and went woo in the deodar trees, and the garden was dry and bare. In the evening, grandfather and Ragesh sat over a charcoal fire, and grandfather told Ragesh stories about people who turned into animals and ghosts who lived in trees and beans that jumped and stones that wept, and in turn Ragesh would read to him from the newspaper. Grandfather's eyesight being rather weak.
Very nice, Prabha. Very good attempt. When you are also learning, try to read different things like that. And try to, when you're reading, try to open your mouth a little bit more and read so that your words are more clear. Okay,
ma'am. Yes,
so
ma'am.
you try to be a little louder and focus on the clarity. So Rakesh went to a corner of the garden where the earth was soft and yielding. Can you try to say it again? with your, open your mouth and be nice and confident and clear. Can you try? Just read 1 or 2 sentences.
Okay. Rakesh went to a corner of the garden where the earth was soft and yielding.
He did not have to dig.
He did not have to dig. He pressed the seed into the soil with his thumb and it went right in.
So practice your reading. Always ensure that you're speaking with you. Open your mouth nicely and you read clearly and confidently.
Now not clear, ma'am.
It's clear, but you have to always practice, right? We can't get perfect in one go. You have to keep
Okay, ma'am.
practicing your reading and your speaking. Be clear and be confident.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. So any words over here? Anybody who did not understand or want to make a sentence of the word, let me know. Punita, yeah?
Yeah, ma'am, yielding. After soft and yielding. Yielding means?
Let's understand what it means, okay?
When-
When you read a story or you read anything, just keep this in mind for everybody. Mostly in the sentence only, after the word, you come to know what it could mean, okay? So we'll also learn now. Can you read from here, Punita, from Rakesh?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Rakesh went to a corner of the garden where the earth was soft and yielding. He didn't have to dig. He pressed the seed into the soil with his thumb and it went right in.
Yes. So did Rakesh have to dig the soil? Did he have to dig the soil?
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
I'll repeat. Did Rakesh need to dig the soil?
No, ma'am. He pressed the seed into the soil with his thumb.
Yeah, and it went right in.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Soft and yielding. Soft and yielding. What do you think soft and yielding could mean?
Soft and yielding.
He did not have to dig. It went right in. So that means the earth was soft. Yielding means you did not have to put pressure on it. That mud, the soil was so soft and it was so yielding that you did not have to apply pressure. He just dug it with his thumb and he put the seed into the soil. So yielding is something that I understand is you did not have to, you did not have to dig it. So pressure देने की जरूरत नहीं थी. The soil was so soft and yielding, which means I did not have to apply any pressure on that soil.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, गीला in Hindi, ma'am. गीला जिसको बोलते हैं, yes, ma'am. After water.
No, gila is wet. Correct. The soil was wet, but this soil was yielding, which means he did not have to put pressure, apply any pressure on that soil.
Okay, right, ma'am.
Imagine a little boy. See, visualize.
Muddy.
Wait, visualize. Think again. This is a small boy. He's just using his thumb to press the soil and put the seed into it. So imagine how soft that soil is, and imagine it's yielding, which means you don't need any pressure to be applied on that soil. So it's not hard, basically. It's something that does not need pressure.
Ma'am, means the soil which has the moisture.
Yeah, maybe it has moisture.
Something like that, no?
Maybe the quality of the soil is so good, so fertile, that you don't have to apply pressure. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Nitish, tell me, you've been unmuting. Yes.
Ma'am, you have used one sentence. We can't be perfect in one go. So one go, it's a phrase or what? In one go.
I don't know if it's a phrase or expression, but one go means like, at one time, just one attempt. We can't, just become perfect. We have to keep trying.
Okay.
For example, in one go, how do you use it in another sentence? If I try to learn driving, I won't learn in one go. I will have to try a couple of times and then I'll be able to learn. In one attempt, in one go is like in one attempt.
Okay.
Amit, tell me, Amit.
Ma'am, There are earth like garden where the earth was soft, and after soil. In two sentence, ma'am, there are soil and earth. Both word used, ma'am. So, ma'am, when we use earth and soil.
There's no difference over here, you know. They have just used two different words to mean the same thing. But when we are using earth and soil in a different context, for example, 8 billion अभी ये निकला है ना नया fact.
Population, yeah.
Yeah, 8 billion people live on Earth. So here when I'm talking about Earth, it means the planet. Correct? It means the planet. And when he's using it in the story, he's saying the Earth was, what was it? What has he written? The Earth was soft, which means the mud, the soil. Here, Earth means the soil, the mud. The soil or the mud was soft. So earth can be the synonym of soil, can be the synonym of mud, but earth can also be used as talking about the planet. Right? Amit,
Yes, ma'am.
are you getting the difference?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Punita, tell me.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I have a word overwhelming. Overwhelming. Yeah, ma'am. I want to know the meaning of this word.
Okay, overwhelming is a word we've discussed it before. So anyway, since you asked, overwhelming, overwhelming, overwhelmed. Okay, I can use it like that. For example, I was overwhelmed.
Ma'am, I have a sentence also.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I was overwhelmed when I got a chance to speak English. Means overexcited.
See, not overexcited particularly, but when any emotion becomes very strong, you're feeling any emotion in a very strong way. For example, I can say I was overwhelmed by everyone's wishes, which means maybe it was my birthday and everyone wished me. I got a lot of birthday wishes. So I was overwhelmed. I could feel all this strong emotion, strong happiness. In
Ma'am,
your,
what will be the exact word of this word? Meaning exact?
exactly, it means when you feel any emotion in the strongest way. Overwhelmed.
मैम लाइक जबरदस्त हिंदी में मैंने एक वर्ड देखा था
हाँ मतलब आपको बहुत ज्यादा इंटेंसिटी है उस इमोशन की. I'll give you another situation, Punita. Okay, this is
Yeah,
what
ma'am.
I said
Please.
last time also. Say, for example, if I'm a mother and finally today my son is graduating from college, I'm attending the graduation ceremony. How will I feel? I will be overwhelmed with pride, right? I will feel a lot of pride and I will be overwhelmed with pride, which means I'm feeling so much of it. I'm so proud of my son. So
Ma'am,
overwhelmed.
strong feeling could be happiness.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be only happiness. It can be happiness. It can be sadness. It can be any emotion when you feel it in a very
The
strong.
intensity should be high.
It's a high intensity of the emotion that you are feeling.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
All
Thank you,
right.
ma'am.
Welcome. Okay, coming back to our paragraph. Wept over here, wept means cried, okay? Cried. For example, the child wept when the teddy bear was taken away from him. Wept. Any other words here, guys, in this paragraph?
Yeah, ma'am. One more word, rain out. Rain off, sorry. RANOFF.
RANO, ran off. Oh,
Ran. Ran off.
ran off. Ran off, मतलब वो भाग गया.
Okay.
Here, na? 1 minute.
Yeah.
Then he had his lunch and ran off to play cricket with his friend. How a little boy will be,
Ma'am,
na?
so we shouldn't say only ran.
He ran off to play cricket with his friend. Ran off is the phrasal verb. It's a phrasal verb. Ran is a verb.
Yeah.
Off is a
Yes,
preposition.
ma'am. Okay,
He
okay,
ran
ma'am.
off to play cricket with his friend. He rushed, I can say rushed to play cricket with his friends. Any other word I can't think of. Ran off.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Okay, guys, ran off or anything else that you want to use in a sentence. What about wept? Can somebody use wept in a sentence? Try to put it in a different context.
Yeah, ma'am. A girl has lost his watch, so she wept for it.
Yeah, the little girl lost her watch and she wept for it. Okay, yes, very good.
Okay, ma'am.
Alpana, tell me.
Ma'am, weep part of past tense verb. Wept.
Wept is the past tense. First
Of weep.
weep. Yeah, correct. Weep.
Weep.
Okay, weep, wept, wept.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Shweta, go ahead.
Ma'am, I have a question, ma'am.
Yeah.
What about this, ma'am? And beans that jumped and stones that wept. What is the meaning of that?
Yeah. So basically, here they are talking about the grandfather. He's telling all these stories to his grandson, right? Now, obviously, grandparents, they tell all these fascinating fictional stories to their grandchildren. So he spoke about people who turned into animals, some stories where ghosts lived in the trees, some stories where beings. So there is this, I was also Googling it. There is something about some beings in Mexico that actually come alive because some insects live on them. So that is something that I found out. But if you think about it, Shweta, beings that jumped, stones that wept, in reality, stones don't weep, right? They don't cry. Beings don't jump. But he's making up all these stories, telling him some imaginary stories. So that's what the author has written. He told him all kinds of interesting stories, right? Imagine if a child is listening to ghost stories, stones are crying, beans are jumping, people are turning into animals. He enjoyed all these stories with his grandfather.
Okay, ma'am. It's like fictional thing is happening and that only he is narrating.
Correct. He's narrating fictional, imaginary stories, enjoyable stories to his grandfather.
Okay, fine.
All right. Anybody else? Any questions? Or you want to make a sentence? Alpana, I think you had raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I started wept when I was watching an emotional movie.
I started weeping.
Okay. I started weeping when I was watching emotional movie.
Yeah. I started weeping when I was watching an emotional movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Started weeping. Yeah. Very nice. Anybody else? Anything with weep, weeping, wept?
Yeah, ma'am. My son is weeping because I'm not giving to his candy. How to say, ma'am?
Yeah. My son is weeping because I'm not giving him the candy.
Him the candy. Yes.
All right. Yes. Anybody else? Okay, then let's move on to the next paragraph. Paragraph number 5. Someone who's not read, maybe Amit? You didn't get to read, I think. Are you able to read? Can you unmute?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Fifth one, ma'am.
Yes, number 5. Yeah.
Ma'am, background is noisy, ma'am.
Okay, then I'll ask somebody else to read, okay? Yeah, Punita, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. Rakesh found the newspaper very dull, especially after the stories. But grandfather wanted all the news. They knew it was spring when the wild duck flew north again to Siberia. Early in the morning, when he got up to chop wood and light a fire, Rakesh saw the V-shaped formation streaming northward, the calls of the bird carrying clearly through the thin mountain air. One morning in the garden, he bent to pick up what he thought was a small twig and found to his surprise that it was well rooted. He started at it for a moment, then ran to fetch grandfather, calling, Dada, come and look, the cherry tree has come up. What? Cherry tree? Asked grandfather, who had forgotten about it. The seed we planted last year, look, it's come up.
All right, very nice, Punita. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. So he says Rakesh found the newspaper very dull. Could somebody tell me what do you think dull means over here? He found it very dull, especially after the stories that grandfather told.
Ma'am, sad.
Sad, yeah, boring actually. You know, uninteresting. Because grandfather used to tell all these fabulous stories, right? So reading the newspaper was very boring for him.
Weak, ma'am, weak.
Weak, no, boring. Boring, uninteresting. Dull. Look at the context. Now it says Rakesh found the newspaper very dull, especially after the stories. Because the stories were so interesting. So in comparison, the newspaper was very boring, very uninteresting. Okay, anything else over here? Let me know. Any word? And then let's see if we can use dull in another sentence. Twig dead. Do we understand twig dead? Yeah, any sentence with dull, anybody?
Yes, ma'am. I feel
Ma'am, lazy.
Sentence with dull. Dull means boring.
Boring, lazy, and uninterested.
So make a sentence. No, don't give me the meaning. Give me a sentence.
yes, ma'am. I feel dull on Sunday.
I हर संडे को कि एक संडे को?
Her Sunday means, ma'am.
हर संडे. I feel dull on Sundays.
On
Means
Sunday.
I feel bored.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay.
he was very dull in study.
He was very dull. Okay, yeah, you can say it like that. Meaning he was not interested. Right. Punita?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, don't put on this dress because it is now old. So it is looking so dull.
Yeah, absolutely. The color maybe looks very dull. Or the
Yeah, ma'am, colors are fade.
Yeah, absolutely. So overall, it looks very dull. Yes, you can use it like that also.
Yeah, okay.
Alpana, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. I feel dull when I doing nothing.
I feel dull when I am doing nothing.
When I feel dull when I am doing nothing.
Yeah, very nice. Yes. Okay, dull. Anybody else? Dull. Very boring word, but yeah, we can use it. We have twig. Yesterday I explained twig. I think you all understood. Anybody who does not understand, let me know. And he stared at it. He stared at something. How do we use stared in another sentence or twig in another sentence? Punita, yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Many twigs of tree are lying on the tree. Oh, sorry, on the road.
Many twigs from the trees are lying on the road. Yeah. So twigs are basically very, very small parts of the branch. Now, from the branch, you have the stem. From the stem, you have the twig. So it's like the small stem. Correct. You can say that, a twig. Twig is also something when you see these birds, when they make their nest, they hold that in their beak, right? They carry it in their beak. So that is also a twig basically, because it's the smallest part of the stem.
Ma'am, can we say that birds are sitting on the twig of the tree?
The birds sit on the twig. Yeah, they sit on the branches. They sit on the stem. I can say the bird is carrying a twig in his beak.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
You know, you must have seen, right? Sparrows and pigeons.
Ma'am, twig, like a very small part of the wood, or it can be a little small, a little bigger.
I'll give you an example, okay? Punita, listen
Yeah.
carefully. When
Yeah,
have you seen little birds, pigeons and sparrows? What do they carry in their beak when
Beak.
they're making a nest? When they make a nest, they carry twigs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
They can't carry the branch of the tree, not possible. So they carry small twigs. So those
मैम लेकिन हिंदी में तो उसको टहनी बोलते हैं ना शायद.
टहनी हो गई आपकी ब्रांच शायद से, as per my knowledge. टहनी stem हो सकती है, but twig is the small part, very small.
Very small. Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Like what a bird can